Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the messy middle. You know me, I'm Teresa. I'm Cat Teresa today. I am your mom, apparently a cat, a multitasker, and currently in full battle with my hormones, hence why I'm being a cat today.
Sure, why not? And hello, friends. I'm Irene. I am juggling kids, work, and occasionally I have an existential meltdown, courtesy of my ovaries, hence my Supergirl, Superwoman shirt today. And, Teresa and I were talking, and we're both the humbugs for Halloween, but we're going to make this work today. So, Teresa, tell us, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, I want to dive into the glorious chaos of our 40s. And with these comes the mix of hormones, right? We're going through our body saying, what the TH, can't spell, what the beep is happening to me. So I want to talk about all the good, the bad, the ugly, and the things that people really don't share with you. Like the day I went to my doctor and I was like, hey, I'm 2 years not having my period. We're good now. What's with this? And she's like, you just started. So let's unravel. Let's talk.
Yes, absolutely. So, if you haven't guessed it yet, ladies, we are talking about menopause, mood swings, brain fog, and everything that comes with it that no one really talks about until you're done. And so we're hoping that by the end of today, those of you who are 35, you need to start now. Don't wait until you're 50 to start talking and taking control of your life. So,
I guess let's dive into it. So talk to me.
okay.
I mean, like, when did it start for you? Because you and I were briefly chatting about it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh shit, I'm 2 years into it too. So like, walk me through like what happened.
Okay. So for me, I probably started about 4 years ago. And I started noticing that, I wasn't getting my period as often, my cycle was a little off, or my flow was extremely heavy, and that was a huge, like, red flag for me. But I figured, all right, I'm gonna be somewhere. And then I started, like, gaining weight, and, I don't know, it was just one big hot mess. So one thing that I did, because if you know me, I'm very proactive. Like, if something's going wrong in my body, I wanna know what's happening. So I always reach out to, like, the experts in the field. And that's when I first came across this book called The Menopause Reset. And we'll put links to anything that we talk about here today. And if you see inside, like, I have things like tabbed and highlighted and underlined. And this was like the trajectory, like the difference for me. And I said, all right, how can I do this? And then the next thing I remember, it was 2 years ago. I was in Greece. I was in a store, air conditioning now, full blast, right? Full blast air conditioning. I'm sitting under the vent and I'm wearing a tank top and we're shopping. And the next thing I know, Teresa, I thought I was going to pass out.
Hmm.
I got this
The
sweat.
worst.
I felt nauseous and I'm like, what the F is going on here? And I said, all right, like this is some serious stuff here. And I don't know. Like I said, I took matters into my own hands. I changed my lifestyle, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And now I feel like I'm on fire. So that was me. What about you?
I mean, I want to say it started like 5 years ago. So I'm like 40. I am 49.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, at that point in my life, I was really going high end stress, right? I had
Mm.
so many personal things going on in my life. So, I was missing a period here and there. The weight was gaining. Then I was like losing too much weight at one time. So it was just like up and down, up and down. And I didn't know what was happening. Like, I was like, okay, it's just stress. And then I realized not getting my period like for 5 months. Then it was, okay, now we're at 8 months. And then it came back after 8 months. And then I was like, okay, so it was just stress. Sweating, the smell. I was like, am I pregnant again? Like, I was able to smell everything. It was heightened. I was like, ugh, people skeeve me out. It was just like so much ups and downs. And then when I hit my 1 year mark, I was like, oh, wow, I went through menopause. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I thought I was going to my gynecologist, and she's like, no, you're just getting started. We could do hormone therapy. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So then it was like a year and a half. Um, and yeah, and this upcoming January, I will be a full 2 years.
Me too. I think we should have a special episode and celebrate our 2 year anniversary.
Girls Gone Wild.
We'll do champagne or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll even meet in person. That would be a riot.
I would love that. So it was like, then I went back to my gynecologist and she was still pushing the hormone pills on me. And I did try something. I
Okay.
didn't like the way it made me feel. It actually gave me a kidney stone. And she was like, "Oh, that's a side effect." I was like, "Yeah, that's not something I'm into. I will revert it back to my essential oils." I used a
Mhm.
lot of frankincense. Um, I used a lot of stuff. I'm gonna definitely try and start reading your book. But I am noticing, like, now I'm just, like, leaning into it. You know what? I have a hot flash. I have a dry tongue. Don't even know what that is, what that means, but my tongue's a little dry these days. Weird, but
Okay.
okay, I'm drinking more water. So for me, I'm just trying to, like, lean into being okay with my body, and that's
Right.
hard.
Yes, it really is hard. And I have to tell you, no one really talks about this, at least our generation of women. Maybe our younger women, like the ones that are around 35, they might be talking about it, but there's really no manual because everyone gets hit differently,
Yeah.
right? And so for me, yes, I went through it and I did have some like high moments that I will remember for the rest of my life. But, like I said, I took charge, I took the bull by the horns, and I was like, F this. I am not going to be one of those women that is like a raging hormone lunatic that's yelling at her kids. So I was doing everything I could to avoid that. Now, I think I did a good job, but that doesn't mean that's what my family saw. So I think I might need to check in with them and say, hey, how have I been the last 3 or 4 years? Not even 3 or 4 years, because I really feel it started probably earlier, probably in like my early 40s, because they typically say it starts about 10 years, prior to you getting into that menopausal, premenopausal stage. But yeah, so that's what I did. And I feel really good. But yeah, we have to normalize this, right? We have to have these open conversations and we need to share the secrets. Like, what are you doing? What am I doing that's helping us get through this very difficult time in our life? And it's a normal transition, right? It's not something that has to be hush hush, like, oh my God, you know, like my mother never told me anything about like my period, or I told her, I was like, I got, she's like, all right, great. Like, like I had a whole conversation with my daughter, and this is what you probably feel, and these emotions are normal. And so I love the fact that we're talking about this topic because it affects every single woman, literally from the age of 15 when they're starting to build their bone mass, right? And their muscles, all the way up through, past 60s and 70s. Because even though we're done with our menstrual cycle, we still go through hormonal changes every month. And so it is so important to just, really put it out there and educate each other and just really share what has been working and not working.
But I think
So,
the
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
the most important thing is, like, there's not one size, right?
No,
We're one size fits all type of solutions, and I
no.
think it's just sharing, "Hey, this worked for me, but it might not work for you." So, like, each week when you and I chat, I keep on saying to myself, "Teresa, you have to make it a point of going to that gym." I used to get up at 4 o'clock every morning and
Hmm.
be at that gym before the kid even opens up the door at 5 o'clock,
Right.
but waiting for him in the car, and now every morning I'm like, well, I could use my sleep. Oh, the coffee will do it. Then I'll be home for, the dog. He might wake up and he might need to pee. And like, I need to keep on reminding myself because when I don't get up at that time, like the rest of the day, I'm like, oh, I'm so mad at myself. I didn't do it. It's like, I need to say, okay, this is my season. My season is
Right.
I'm not going to the gym. It's okay. This is my season. Like, I am a raging lunatic.
But to add on to the gym thing, like I didn't do any workouts this week. I had a very full week at work, just putting it out there. And my husband actually said something to me yesterday. He's like, you haven't been to the gym in a while. And it is so important for us to go to the gym, not to say we went to the gym, but even if you do it at home, to do weight training, weightlifting. Like it is so important to build those strong muscles and to build those strong bones because that's really what's going to help our friends who are going to join us on this side to really help them manage a lot of what they're experiencing. So what are some things that you have tried, Teresa, that has worked for you?
See, I'm not like you. I'm not as
Oh,
regimented. Like, see, you are like, you're my goddess, right? Like, you wake up and you're like a creature of habit, right? Like, and you're what I aspire to be. So I'm not going to scroll on the girls that are like all fit and toned. And like, I'm going to scroll on Irene because Irene is the most regimented person I've ever met in my life. Like, you are a creature of habits. So you are the one that has more stuff than me. But like for me, I'm the one that's like, okay, let me go to the doctor, let me check my blood, let me see what's
Which
going
is
on.
important. Yep.
That's where I am like full throttle, right? Like
Right.
I listen to my doctors, I hear my doctors. I don't always do what my doctors say, which is
Right.
bad. But then like I'll lean into my essential oils. Like
Mm.
I'm really big on my skincare because for me, like the minute my gynecologist said, "Well, then if you don't take this, your jowls will start hanging." I'm
Mm.
like, "Do I have jowls? What the hell?"
What are jowls? Like,
I still go back to this lunatic. I don't know why she is my doctor because she
okay.
jowls. But, like, so I'm somebody who, skincare is so important in
Yeah.
that routine, but I do know for, like, my mental health, and I've noticed with menopause, the one thing that has affected me, it's like, I used to be so carefree. Like,
Right.
a cloud. I just float. Eh, if it's a bad storm, I'm gonna float through it. Now it's like I feel like heavy and exhausted and tired, and I'm like, "Ugh." So I have to, one, I'm gonna read that book that you just shared,
Yeah.
and two, I need to get back into not the old Theresa, right?
No.
Because she was just in a different season. That's what the
Mhm.
word I'm gonna keep on using today.
Yes, absolutely, and that's what it is.
But I wanna get back to the Teresa that is in the season now, where she's not so hard on herself. She leans into these outbursts. She understands that, like, those sweaty armpits, like, "Alright, I'm gonna have to use, like, extra stuff," like, because the sweats are still happening for me, believe it or not.
What, like the hot flashes or
I
the
don't know the
sweaty
hot
armpits?
flashes, but, like, I'm, like, sweating more than normal,
Hmm,
especially
interesting.
on cold days, and again, it could be anxiety, it could be all these different things built into it. I do know that, like, for my personality, I think the hormone change has heightened the anxiety that I naturally get.
Mm, okay.
So I think that's where the working out is gonna help me a lot. So I don't know, for you, I think, you're somebody who's more regimented. Like, I'm falling apart, but in a fun way.
No, don't get me
Tell
wrong,
me
I
more
fall
about
apart
you.
too. So for me, yes, I am. I'm very big on setting up routines. I'm very big on habit stacking because that's what keeps me going and helps me to keep everything together.
I love that what you just said. I'm sorry to cut you off, but habit stacking, talk to me about that.
Okay. So habit stacking, for example, is okay, I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm brushing my teeth. And one of the doctors that I follow, Dr. Vonda Wright, she is like going to be my new goddess for the next year. I'm going to be diving into everything she says. She talks about balance, right? That as women, we need to talk about balance. We need to balance ourselves. So as I'm brushing my teeth, which is something I do every day,
Thank
I do a tree pose in the bathroom and I'm working on my balance. So I'm taking a habit that I'm already doing and I'm layering in another one, right? Or for example, my skincare, right? We talked a lot about skincare. I know you're a huge proponent of frankincense. I know I talked about it last week. So guess what? I have the frankincense bottle right next to my moisturizer. So I put my moisturizer on, and when I put that bottle down, the next thing I do is I pick up the frankincense, put 2 drops under my tongue.
you.
So that is one thing. So it's not, I don't think of it as another thing to do. It's a series of these small steps that I do when I'm in the bathrooms. Okay, Irene, so when you're in the bathroom, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to practice your balance, you're going to take your frankincense. And I also listen to a podcast in the morning, right?
That I do regimented. Like,
Right,
so I listen to, like, my prayers. So I
right.
listen to my prayers
I
first
listen to a
thing.
prayer too in the morning.
Yeah. I listen to my prayers. I write. My sister got me into doing this, so I write in a book. I
Hmm.
manifest my day. So
Right,
like, and that's another thing that's a routine for me. So, like,
right.
I get up, I write in my book. If I don't write in my book, I get really nervous, which is bad
Mm.
too. I don't know if I could do a tree pose.
Yes, you can. Come on, let's get up right now. Let's try it. Come on. Who says this podcast can't look at me when my in my pink unmatched my little cape? So with the tree pose, you stand on one foot and then the other foot you put up as like a triangle next to your knee.
Okay.
So and then I just sit there and I brush my teeth.
If I lose a kneecap tomorrow while doing this, like, you're gonna pay for my medical?
I'll come over with some Copaiba and some deep blue and I'm just gonna massage you in there. Don't
I
worry
was
about it.
I wasn't
And
expecting the tree pose.
it's just something, again, like I said, habit stacking. And then for me, another thing that really helps is meditation. Like, and we're not talking like deep transcendental meditation. Like everyone has these crazy ideas about meditation. And for me, it's more about taking 5 minutes to quiet your mind.
Mm.
That's it, right? And if we can do that a few times throughout our day, your brain has a chance to reset itself. Because how many of us, right, have you walked into that room and you're like, why am I here? Right? I
Yeah.
had an idea. I was like, oh, I was upstairs in the kitchen. I need to get something from the basement. I come down to the basement. I walk into the pantry and I'm like, why am I here? How many of us, we've all had that. I know
Oh,
we've all
I
had that,
do it all the
right?
time. I have to remind myself constantly what my day is. Oh,
Right.
that's right, I'm meeting with Irene this morning. Oh, I write down notes that I have to call people.
And that's fine. But imagine if we quieted our mind, right? And I love to do that first thing in the morning. And then my other secret sauce that I do that is right before I walk into the house. So I sit in my car. For those of you who are able to do it, you park your car and you sit for 5 minutes. Turn everything off, the radio, the phone, if you need to put it on airplane mode, whatever you need to do. And I take my favorite essential oil, whatever that is, whatever is in my bag at that time. I put 1 or 2 drops. I rub my hands together. And I literally just sit there and I just breathe. And if I start thinking of things, your thoughts are not your enemies. Think of them as like clouds, right? Just
Mm.
let them go. Let them go. Who cares? Who cares? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in that time. And just like sit with yourself for like 5 minutes and just say, okay, and see how you feel afterwards. Like it just, for me, that has been like the biggest game changer is that 5 minute break for my mind.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, again, like, it doesn't have to be menopause to
No.
give yourself that 5 minutes, right? It
Yeah.
could be anything. Like, I've been telling both of my kids, "Okay, like, just give yourself 5 minutes. You're gonna
Hmm.
get through this, and on the other side of this, you're gonna say, 'Okay, this is what I've learned.'" And, I think that's connecting back to menopause. Like, this is what we're sharing, this is what we're learning. Not everything fits for everyone, but
No.
tomorrow, I'm gonna try a tree pose.
And you know
Sunday
something? Take a
Sunday,
picture and send it to me.
that might have not worked out. I might have ended up falling and scrubbing the toilet bowl with my toothbrush, but hey, you know what? I tried.
There you go. And that's what it is, right? It's like people are very quick to judge, oh, that's not going to work for me. Oh, that's not going to work for me. Try it, but give it an honest try. Don't just try it once, right? Because it takes time to build
Habits.
our habits, right? It takes time for your brain to say, and initially your brain's going to be screaming at you. Your brain's going to be like, what are you doing? All you want to do is just sit in bed right now. All you want to do is sit on the couch and eat that bag of chips or chocolate or whatever it is. And so because we're so rooted in these old seasoned habits, right? Because we're going to talk about seasons, we want to introduce some different ones. And your brain's going to scream at you at the first couple of times and be like, this doesn't feel good. But you know that in the end, it's going to be the right thing for your body.
Yeah, I love that. Like when you think about it, menopause makes you feel like you're falling apart. You're
It
like,
does.
and then you add in social media, right? So
Oh,
I'm scrolling on the bus heading to work and I'm looking at these women
mm-hmm.
my age
Yes.
and who is like fit, who's toned, who looks great. And I'm like, man, like I'm so mad at myself. And then I'm like, you know what, Teresa? No, no, like this, I'm not falling apart. I'm
Right.
like leaning into the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm just going to go through each day and just understands like I have a community. I'm going to buy a book now. Tomorrow, I'm going to try a
Oh,
tree pose. You know what?
I'm telling you,
I
this book
think
has
it's,
become my Bible. And
yeah.
this book started my trajectory with my lifestyle change. And so, because I was so inspired by the work in here, I actually became a certified intermittent fasting coach. Like
Yeah,
I
I
can
I'm
I can
not
coach people
surprised.
through
You're gonna be a
a
doctor
fasting
next week.
lifestyle. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, "I'm not surprised you're gonna be a doctor next week." You
But
are regimented.
and so, you have to find what your passion is. But yeah, we need to start talking about it. And that's why starting this podcast with you was so important because to me, community is everything. You know, talk to your friends, talk to your partner, let your husband or your partner, your wife, your kids, your lover, whoever you have in your life, let them know what's going on, right? And just tell them, say, listen, I'm going through these changes, right? It's normal. And I just need you to be patient with me. And so if I'm starting to like start raging, just walk away. Say, okay, mom's going through her thing and just let me be, let me feel all my feels.
Uh-huh.
Let me go through that and just accept it, right? Don't be so combative. And I feel again, like last week when we talked about being so combative, to just have conversations with the people in your life.
I love this. So, like, I'm gonna use the word unpacking. So if we
Yeah.
unpack today, right? Like, you're not falling apart,
Nope.
right? I think that's what we're learning. You're transforming. Like,
Mm,
that's a good word that we can use. We're transforming and, leaning into a community, listening to podcasts, hopefully it's ours, looking into like books or maybe a tree pose or how to like take 5 minutes to meditate and thank
mm,
yourself or just giving yourself like, okay, so today I'm going to try this and then I'm going to try it for 30 days. I think we're learning to really take that moment to be okay within ourselves. And we are living in a world where social media rules us.
hmm
But listening to the right social media. So like a
Right.
podcast like us, like to say, hey,
Mhm.
we're in the middle of our lives. We're going to be a little unfiltered, but we're okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let us know what is one WTF thing that your body is doing or a moment that you've had lately. Like I think we're both get a kick out of hearing, and comparing our war stories, right? Our scars, our battle scars. And I think that would be great to show that, hey, we're all in this together. So,
Yeah, I love this. So, once again, friends, thanks for listening. We're a little messy. We're in the middle of our lives, but we're thriving. I'm learning so many amazing things from my pal over here.
and
One hot flash at a time. But you close us, Irene. Give us a little meditation, maybe.
okay, so let's all, if it feels comfortable, right? And we'll just do like a minute meditation. Ooh, I have a chime because I'm using this with students.
Oh.
I know. See, we're even doing this in schools with our teachers and our educators. So I'm going to hit the chime and you're going to continue listening until you can't hear it anymore. And you're just going to be breathing. So we're just going to gently close our eyes. I'm going to hit ring the chime and just focus on that ringing. Okay. You can open your eyes now. That was a really quick, short version, but you kind of get the picture. Maybe we can do
Yeah,
an episode on meditating. Oh my God, I would love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right.
Well, happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween, my friends.
Be safe, be fun, be okay, be a little messy. And we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. All right, friends.